Hello friends, I just came back from getting a haircut. I know, finally needed one for a very long time. And Disney Dreamlight Valley dropped a nice little surprise. We got Star Path hints. And I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea what to expect from this Star Path. I have no idea what to expect from this update. It's just such an unusual selection of characters, which, by the way, was confirmed completely. We're getting both Lady and a Tramp from yesterday's post, and this is incredible. I'm very curious because on one hand we have dogs that are companions like Max, Nana, Lucky, and on the other hand we got dogs that are characters, and somehow they're gonna feel much more superior because we can hang out with them and talk to them. That's gonna be so interesting. I'm very curious to see how the valley is gonna be transformed and what kind of friendship quests are we gonna have. It's gonna be crazy. But most importantly, I am curious about the Star Path. So let's take a look at these emojis and let's try to figure this out. I'm gonna zoom in as much as I can. So here we go. We got a doggy and a flower. Now the obvious answer would be a dog flower. So it's a flower in the shape of a dog. But even though it seems obvious, it doesn't make much sense, does it? Dog blossom. Okay, I'm gonna have to think about this. Now we got two hearts and rose. We're gonna have a giant rose that's gonna emit heart particles. I think that makes sense. We're gonna have a cat musical keyboard, cat piano, cat keys. Well, first of all, love seeing cats. If I were to guess, the Star Path is going to be about Valentine's Day and about cats and dogs, because there were actually cats in the movie The Lady and the Tramp. There was two Siamese cats, which did a very bad rep to the cats. My cats are much more polite and behaved, but I also remember there was a moment where the cats were running through the living room and they spilled water on the piano. I think they spilled the vase that was standing on the piano, and I remember there was a scene where the water was going down the piano. I wonder if this has anything to do with it. Maybe we're getting a piano that's gonna have two Siamese cats sitting on it and maybe doing this animation when they jiggle from side to side, just like in the movie. I don't know. That's the only thing that comes to mind. The dog and the flower, I genuinely don't know. I don't remember anything that's in the movie that had any relation between flowers and dogs. But I'm curious to see what comments have to say. Clearly, this means keyboard cat is confirmed. Keyboard cat. Keyboard cat is an internet meme and viral video featuring a cat playing a musical keyboard. What does it have to do with Lady and the Tramp, though? Do you think we're gonna get like an actual cat sitting and playing a piano? You think they're gonna make a meme into an item in the game? This is interesting. I mean, that would be even cooler than what I suggested, just Siamese cats sitting on top of a piano. If the cats would actually play it, that would be absolutely sick. Dog companion with floral details like a flower crown. Ooh, that's not a bad idea. Yeah, that actually might be it. A flowery dog. Was there any dogs? I don't think there were any flowery dogs in The Lady and the Tramp, but there is a second movie. There's actually part 2. For some reason, so many Disney movies have part 2 that most of the people are not even aware exist. Like, for example, Lady and the Tramp has part 2. Pocahontas has part 2. Kronk, the Emperor movie has part 2, which, in my personal opinion, is even better. Like, pretty much, I'm failing to think of any classic Disney movies that don't have at least second part to them, but for some reason they're always much less known. So if anybody watched Lady and the Tramp Part 2, I'm curious if maybe some of these things were actually in the second movie, because that is very possible. Lastly, perhaps an Aristocats reference. I would prefer them as villagers, so could be the piano decor. So this cat... Wait, what about the rose and hearts? I mean, these are some very good guesses, Tanny. Let's see. Let's see what comes. I'm expecting lots and lots of things revealed. In the next week, they're probably going to be doing the developer updates drops every day. revealing some quality of life features. I'm gonna make my guess right now before we have any information. I think we're gonna get something changed in Scrooge Store. I think Scrooge Store overhaul is long overdue. I think we're gonna get a search bar for the crafting station. And lastly, I think we'll get 3 more floating islands for the Storybook Vale DLC. These are my guesses. Let's see how many I get right. Okay, a lot of people saying Aristocats. I actually haven't watched Aristocats, but if there was piano in Aristocats, maybe that would make sense. I believe the piano and a cat is referring to the troublesome Siamese cats. Yes, that's what I said. I think so too. I think we're gonna get... The Star Path is gonna be after the mixed theme between Valentine's and Lady and the Tramp movie. So I'm gonna make another prediction. I'm gonna try to guess the name of this Star Path. They usually have very smart names. So let me think for a second. Hearts and Paws. No, that's not. Dinner for Two. Oh, that would be a cool name. Dinner for Two, because they had dinner, a romantic dinner. And it also has Valentine's relation. Imagine it's actually called Dinner for Two. Also, we have 2 hearts here. 2 hearts. This is my official guess. Dinner for Two. I don't know. I feel like it encapsulates everything perfectly together. Probably completely wrong, but maybe Disney Dreamlight Valley watches this video and gonna be like, ooh, that is such better name than the one we picked for the Star Path. Let's remove it and let's rebrand. I give myself too much credit. Alright, there is one more thing that dropped earlier today. We got another piece of data for the wrap-up, and this one has to do with DLCs, I'm guessing. Expansion highlights. You galloped into the realms, into new realms, discovered new stories, and made every corner of the valley your own. So, total hours spent horse riding, 3.64 million. I think we saw the statistic, but horse upgrades, 445 million. You know what? We can actually estimate how many players have bought the next, the new DLC. Let me do some calculations. So by horse upgrades, I'm gonna guess it means level up. So you can level up each horse a total of 9 times. And we have, let's say without Sven, let's say people who have Sven will have more, but also not everyone probably fully leveled up all of their horses. So I would say 45. 45 on average per purchase. And we have about 450 million. So that would mean around 10 million people have bought DLC. I mean, approximately from my napkin math. 10 million people! That is crazy. That is actually way more than I thought, but it also makes me happy. Disney Dreamlight Valley, still alive and still kicking. The most used horse ability is, of course, mining. I think this one is very obvious, and I myself was recommending everyone to first upgrade their mining. Total snippets caught, 596 million. Okay, this number is actually not as high as I thought, because let's say the same amount of people bought this DLC. So let's say 10 million people bought the DLC. That only means that about 60 snippets per person? Is that realistic? I feel like you would catch much more. Just me, myself, had a couple thousand. So this number, for some reason, does not seem that impressive. Total time bending performed, 6.25 million. Okay, that is very, very, very low. Well, granted, we didn't have... This DLC came out years ago, so I think this is a number for just 2025, which maybe makes sense, but still very low. Total items bought from Daisy's Boutique, 1.41 million. So that implies that this many people, well, this many items were bought by people who went into multiplayer to visit somebody else to buy. This is actually higher than I expected. I was under impression that Daisy's Boutique and multiplayer wasn't that wildly used. Also, Touch of Magic wasn't that popular. This is actually higher than I thought. I am a little bit concerned about those snippets and about the time bending. For some reason, I thought that the Wish Blossom, the Storybook Vale DLC did much better than this. Anyway, these numbers might not be completely accurate. And maybe not every snippet was caught. Maybe it only was counting snippets that you actually catch with your net and not counting all the traps. Maybe that would make more sense. But in any case, lots of interesting information and even more to come. And if you want to be the first ones to know, I will be covering all the news that we're going to be getting about the update that so far seems to be dropping on February 11, which is in 2 weeks. Less than 2 weeks. That's absolutely incredible. Cannot wait. Thank you so much for watching. And huge thanks to our amazing supporters. Look at that. First page, fully covered in green Mickeys. That is so awesome. Thank you guys. You're absolutely incredible. Thank you for all the love and support. And don't forget, this Sunday, 12:30 p.m. EST, we're going to have a special party and a huge update on Dreamer's Portal, update 5.0, that's going to introduce one new, completely new, massive feature, which is games. And I cannot wait to share how it works and gain feedback and keep working on improving this feature. Thank you so much. Subscribe, and goodbye.
Oh, nice day we're having, isn't it?
Oh, it's wonderful. Woohoo!
Amazing. Gotta tell you, it is really beautiful here. Hey, nice to see you.
Oh, hello.
Are you seeing this?
Oh.